That
Man,
is how you bounce back.
man, that is how you bounce back. You don't play any defense. You're playing from behind, against the Utah Jazz. You decide to come out and just stomp the Denver Nuggets, champs 2 seasons ago. Karl Anthony Towns coming out here saying, you all talked about how Rudy Gobert was the main reason, I had success. I don't need Rudy Gobert anymore. I can go out here and still get my points. But then OG Anunoby, my man, OG
The
Anunoby. Hold
dog.
on one second.
The dog.
Hold on one second. We talked about Bridges being the third option on this team. I think it's OG Anunoby, man.
Whoa. The dog has established himself. And again, go back to a couple of years when he was being courted as a potential trade target, free agency coming, rumors going. He wants an expanded role, and could he handle it? Is his game built like that? We didn't see this. And this year, he's been phenomenal, man, all year round. I mean, look, Towns has had phenomenal games so far this year, Brunson as well. But OG Anunoby, from a two-way standpoint, to me, has been the best player and most impactful on this team. And what an efficient night, man. 40 points. He was getting it popping from 3, 5 of 7 from downtown, 16 of 23 from the field. The mid-range was going out. Oh, you got Jamal Murray on you? Destroy. In the post. Deep post touches. Fast break demon. Getting the easy buckets out in transition. The help defense on Jokic. He did everything for this team tonight, man. Absolutely phenomenal job by OG Anunoby, our DraftKings player of the game.
I think I might need your spectacles from years past, man, because you're looking like Kawhi Leonard out there.
He's looking great, bro. He's looking great, man.
The 16 of 23 is just insane at this point. I talked about this. I tweeted this not too long ago. The fact that we know what he is defensively. The efficiency on offense is absurd at this point. It's not that, like, some guys can get 40 points by taking like 30 attempts. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, cool. You got 40 taking 30. You got 40 taking 23 shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He went 5 of 7 from downtown, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He just made it look way too easy. And it's the stuff that he looks like a complete player that plays his game. It's not like he's doing anything flashy. He's not doing crazy combo moves. He's just cutting, taking the open shots that's given to him. And when you watch him take the mid-range, he's able to use his shoulder for separation, get his balance, and knock him down. And it's just simple stuff. There's nothing complex to his game, and yet there's nothing complex to it, and yet he's performing at a high level, and you can't really stop it, right? And, of course, when you have guys like Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, like, you can't double team everybody. Somebody's going to be left open. And OG, as great as he's performing, he's not going to demand the type of coverage that Brunson or Cat deserves. But because of those guys on the team, it's given him this runway to just perform at such a high level. And if he's going to continue to do this, and look, the sample size continues to get larger and larger as the season goes on, CP. This is not just a blip. This is not just a small speck over across the season. This is becoming who he is. And that's why I'm saying that, we talk about Bridges. Bridges still struggling. OG is establishing himself as that third guy. Bridges is taking a demotion, man. OG saying, I'm third option. I'm here to stay. Don't sleep on me.
The dog is here, man. I mean, the 3 ball, super impressive. And we ran this down. I don't remember if this was Knicks Weekly or whatever the show was in the past. It's not the corners anymore.
No.
He's above the break.
Above the break.
Pulling up, catch and shoot, knocking them down. It's not just the corners that he's efficient in now. He's now moving to the above-the-break threes. There was a great article in The Athletic that talked about his pregame routine and how he's practicing this every night. The mid-range, the cutting, attacking the basket. Great job. And again, he is the primary beneficiary of these other teams putting their bigger wings on Jalen Brunson. No Aaron Gordon tonight. So the Nuggets went with they went with Peyton Watson to start the game off on Jalen Brunson. And then so that meant at times you were going to have OG Anunoby with Jamal Murray guarding him. Even when Michael Porter Jr. is guarding him. Michael Porter Jr. is not playing no damn defense. So this was a night for the dog to be showcased. And, man, he was brilliant, man. This was a beautiful offensive and defensive game. Two-way force by OG Anunoby tonight, man. Excellent night for him, bro.
And CP, when you go to cleaning the glass right now, in years past, he's gone back from being considered a forward in his first 4 years in Toronto. Then the last three in
Yeah.
Toronto, he was considered a wing. Now back in New York. Now, I should say, now in New York, not back in New York, but now in New York, he's considered a forward. And this season right now, he is in the 71st percentile when it comes from shooting non-corner threes. He's hit 23 out of 56,
Yeah.
giving him 41% of all non-corner threes. And even from the corners, 15 out of 38, he's knocking 39% from the corners. 40% from downtown in total. A 40% three-point shooter, OG Anunoby is. Wow. When you have him knocking down shots like this, man, it just makes it easy for guys like Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson to get
Yeah.
into the middle
Yeah.
of the court.
Yeah. And, he had such a great night. I mean, they had such a great night. Like, we got to get to them. We have to give OG his flowers. But Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns got a lot to say, too, man. We got a lot to talk about on tonight's show. Action-packed show. 1,500 people jumping into the chat. We expect more on the way, man. Big Knicks win tonight. 145-118 in the Mile High City, a place where the Knicks do not have much success. So that is why this was also another good win. Shout out to Brian Almonte. Al, $10 super chat. It says, go OG. Jamal Crawford. Shout out to Jamal Crawford tonight as well, man. Definitely appreciate that from Brian. Another $10 super chat. Okay. All right, this guy's talking about Sims. All right, I want to hold that just so we can stay in the flow. So, Kareem, hold that. I'm going to hold that super chat and get right to it. Definitely appreciate the super chats from everybody coming in. Second game ball, Al. The reason why that Utah Jazz loss pissed me off was it's one thing to lose, but it's another thing to get scrubbed out by a bum team when your defense is lackluster. And that's what it was on Saturday. We all saw it. The coach saw it. The coach saw that their effort wasn't good, their closeouts weren't good, and the times when they were good, guess what? They were right back in the game. Like when Campaign came in and gave him the spark. This game, from beginning to end, from the opening tip, their defense was ferocious. You saw guys digging in deep on the driving lanes. 2 on the ball against Nikola Jokic. Always showing him a lot of attention. Anybody driving, there's help. The help defense. Active hands. Deflections in the passing lane. Like, that is the Knicks defense. And that's how they need to play every night. They were great tonight, defense. I've always talked about it that when the Knicks have a bum night, Brunson leads the way the next night. What do we see in the first quarter? Attack mode. In his bag. Splashing early. Peyton Watson, forget about it. No match for him. Brunson was in his bag, and he got going, and then he got the big fella going. We saw some two-man games between Brunson and Towns. Towns coming back. He was questionable tonight with the calf, but then they started getting it going. But, man, a 17-assist night for Jalen Brunson. 23 points, scoring at will, but also facilitating very well, man. 17 dimes, man.
Career high 17
Career
dimes.
high.
Remember,
Career high.
it was a career high at 15. Then he decided to tack on 2 more and now has a new career high, 17 assists for Jalen Brunson. And look, he was just lethal in that first quarter. You saw that he was all about his business. I mean, 5 of 7 in the first quarter, got you 12 points right off the rip, working with OG, who also got you 12 points, 5 of 6 from the field. Brunson was not giving any leeway into losing this one. He knew what happened against the Utah Jazz. And look, to your point, when I so I wasn't able to watch it that night. Shout out to my mother-in-law, shout out to her 60th birthday, shout out to you, Catherine.
Happy
Look,
birthday.
I came back Sunday, watched that game, and I was like, you watch through the first half. They were kind of doing their thing, like as they normally do offensively. As you point out, it's defense, moving the ball well, attacking. Some shots weren't falling that they usually take, but still, it was fine from what it looked like, right? And then tonight, you saw that Brunson wanted to make an emphasis to just get to his spots, get it going. And that's the stuff that you want to see from Brunson, right? The fact that, yes, we want him to pass more, we want him to be a facilitator, all that stuff. But sometimes the game doesn't mean you have to start out doing that, where you got to be the table setter. Sometimes the game calls for you to be the attacker, to be the initiator, right? To be that, I'm going to set the tempo. I'm going to set the table by me being the aggressor. And so that's what he did tonight. And that's what you got to like. And that's the balance that you see from Jalen Brunson and the development of his career, right? We saw the last 2 seasons. He was heavily relied on as a scorer. This season, he has to know how to toggle back and forth between being the table setter and to be the scorer. Tonight, he said, I'm going to get it going. I'm going to have everyone focus on me, and then everybody else is going to eat after I'm done, right? Setting it up for everybody else. And so for Brunson, excellent way to get this game going. I mean, look, 5 of 7 from the start, gets you 12 points in the first quarter, 2 of 2 from downtown, and still gets you 4 assists in that first quarter, man.
Yeah.
He was still doing the damn thing. So shout out to Brunson, man.
Yeah, excellent job by Cat, man, and really just setting the tone and allowing for his team to go out there and respond after Saturday. 17 assists, part of that 45 that the Knicks had. And look, like I said, the ball movement in Utah was good, but they just weren't knocking down the shots. Tonight, the ball movement was good, and the shots were falling. Next part of that third game ball, man, Karl-Anthony Towns, questionable coming into this game with a sore calf that he picked up in the Utah game. You know, maybe it's the Jokic factor that he sees blood in the battle for big man dominance. You know, there's a lot to be made. We talked about Jokic a lot on today's NBA report, leading the way in the MVP category. But Karl-Anthony Towns had other plans, Al, with the 12 of 15 shooting from the night, 30 points, 15 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals under the Joker tonight, out-dueling the MVP on his home court again since Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals. Beautiful game by Cat, man. And sometimes for me, I like when the three-point attempts are lower because it just shows me that he's attack mode. He had beautiful touch around the rim. He had floaters dropping, cutting to the basket. Just an all-around good game inside the paint for Karl-Anthony Towns. I just love the way he was operating tonight as well. LD on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. LD.
What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all?
How you feel, bro?
I'm good. I'm going to make it simple. I'm not going to waste y'all time because I know it's late in the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast, so I'm going to be nice.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is this. 45 assists, tying the team record, franchise record. Jalen Brunson, 17 assists.
Yeah.
I'm biased. I love point guard play. I love facilitators. Jalen Brunson can score 1 million points if he wants.
Yep.
Those 17 assists, give me that every day.
All day. All day.
Every single day, because he will be unguardable. Look at, I mean, we had obviously OG did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cat literally had a career game for the average center.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, true.
There's so many different things that we can pinpoint. Folks can't forget, though, last year, we whooped the Nuggets too, kept them at 84 points. So this is nothing new for us.
Yep.
High altitude does not bother us. But those 17 assists by Jalen Brunson, give me that 8 billion times a week, bruh. Amazing game. Amazing game.